The Great Escape. That failed. Once there was a man whom Allah had given wealth and children. The man was committing all sort of sinful deeds. When death came to him, he realized that he was about to meet Allah with those actions. He called his children and said to them, "What type of father have I been to you?" They replied, "You have been a good father." He said, "But he, i.e. your father, has not stored any good deeds with Allah, for the hereafter if he should face Allah, Allah will punish him." What could he do now that he was about to die with all his sinful actions and no time left to do any good? If I was to face Allah, he thought, he would surely punish me. So he said to his children, "When I die, burn my body till I become mere coal and then grind it into powder, then wait for a windy day and scatter my powder into the air, for by Allah, if Allah has control over me, he will give me such a punishment as he has never given to anyone else." Then he made them swear to Allah that they will do as he instructed. He died and his children as promised burned him, crushed him, and threw his ashes on a windy day. How was Allah going to resurrect such a man whose ashes were scattered by the wind? If he created him again, then it will be another person, for the one who committed the sin was lost to the wind. Had this man done the unthinkable? Had he truly escaped? Nope. Allah commanded a single particle of his ashes to come together, which they did, and there he was standing before Allah. But what was he trying to escape from? The day of judgment, where the fruit of all our actions, good or bad, will be manifested, the sowing of what we have reaped in the worldly life. A lot of things will happen on that day, but I'll mention a few. It starts with people being given their book that has recorded all their actions, good, bad, little, great, nothing, even the weight of an atom will be left out. The kafir will say, "What a book, it didn't leave out even a small thing." The people will be given their books on the right or the left. For those given their books on their right, they will be happy, for the content of their book will be good. And they will be rejoicing how they knew this day was going to come and they prepared for it. Though some of them might have bad deeds, their good will outweigh it and they will be saved from the disgrace of that day. As for those given their books on their left, some of them who knew they did evil on this world, knowing the book will land on their left, would try to hide their left hand behind their back, and so it will land behind their back. They will be in remorse, wishing they had never been giving their record and that death was their end, even though they were running away from it in this worldly life. They will lament how their wealth has not availed them, and the power and honor they used to have has gone from them. One by one people would be called. Allah will remind each one of the favors he bestowed upon him, and will ask what response he gave his messengers. Then for each of his actions, he will be held accountable. A lot will happen during the accounting, but after the accounts have been settled, Allah will say to the people, "Whoever used to worship other than Allah, go and meet those whom you worshipped, let them reward you this day and save you from the punishment." So they will try to go to them, but it will be in vain. The angels will declare their innocence from them, the idols will say they were not even aware of their worship, the righteous men will not respond to them, for them never called anyone to worship them alongside Allah, and the jinn will disown them. All that the disbelievers worship besides Allah will reject their worship, in fact, they will deny them and be their enemies on that day. And they will be left with no one to turn to on that horrible day. Allah will say to them, "Where are my so-called partners whom you used to claim as gods besides him? Worshipping them besides Allah in the world, so that they can be of help to them. But they will be of no help to them, and all relations until them will be cut off, and all the claims, evidences and proofs they were using in the world will have vanished from them." So who was telling them to worship idols besides Allah? The truth of the matter will be revealed, and the people will see that it was the Shayatin that were calling them to disbelieve and worship others besides Allah. They will then say, "Our Lord, these are they whom we led astray. We led them astray, as we were astray ourselves. We declare our innocence from them before you. It was not us they worshipped." Again it will be said to the disbelievers, "Call upon your so-called partners." And they will call upon them, but they will give no answer to them, and they will see the torment. The disbelievers will see on that day that all power belongs to Allah alone. They will wish if only they had been guided, but it will be too late, and they will be full of regret. O you assembly of jinn and mankind! Did not there come to you messengers from amongst you, reciting unto you my verses and warning you of the meeting of this day of yours? They will say, "We bear witness against ourselves. It was the life of this world that deceived them." And they will bear witness against themselves that they were disbelievers. And on the day when he will gather them all together and say, "O you assembly of jinn! Many did you mislead of men, and their Aulia, friends and helpers, etc. Amongst men will say, Our Lord, we benefited one from the other, but now we have reached our appointed term which you did appoint for us." It will be said, "And O you al-Mushrimun criminals, polytheists, sinners, disbelievers in the Islamic monotheism, wicked evil ones, etc. Get you apart this day from the believers. Did I not ordain for you, O children of Adam, that you should not worship Shaitan, Satan? Verily, he is a plain enemy to you. And that you should worship me alone, Islamic monotheism, and set up not rivals, associate gods with me. That is a straight path. And indeed he, Satan, did lead astray a great multitude of you. Did you not, then, understand? This is hell which you were promised. Burn therein this day, for that you used to disbelieve." Abu Sufyan ibn al-Harith 5.